Hello and welcome to Art Beyond the Museum's UK edition. My name's Daniel and I'll be talking you through this part of the series. So let's focus on what is Art Beyond the Museums, what is this whole project. For that, first we will focus on what are museums. Museums, are they places to collect art, exhibit them? No, they're places to collect art and bring them to the people, show them to the people. So, if we end up in a situation like we're all currently experiencing in a global pandemic where restrictions on travel, visiting your favourite places are in place, how do we get around that? Do we let the art sit away in the dark for the decades? No, we bring it to you. And that's what Art Beyond the Museums is. We're going to bring a very unique art collection along with some of the most amazing cities and places in the world right to you in the comfort of your own home. So Art Beyond Museums, who's running this project? Who is the person behind all of this? I can tell you that is Master Yun Longzi of Lotus on Water in Singapore. Now, Master Yun is a very, very unique person, a very special person, and a very talented person. Master Yun is a 6th generation Feng Shui master, and in 2006 he collected all of his knowledge, all of his experience to find Lotus on Water in Singapore, a Feng Shui art gallery that brings you closer to the understanding of Feng Shui. And right now we're going to look at one of his very unique collections, which is currently the first and only art exhibition to ever be held on the Great Wall of China. A great honour and a very unique collection which could be yours to own. Well, certain pieces. The collection itself once consisted of 108 cranes, creating a 13.8 metre long piece of artwork across the Great Wall of China. Now those 108 cranes have been broken down into separate pieces, and I have one right here next to me, and it could be yours for your own unique art collection. Now, who are the current collectors of this amazing series? We currently have some of the members of the royal family in Cambodia, the director of the Louvre Museum in Abu Dhabi, as well as the owner of Laurent Perrier Champagne. Now, Laurent Perrier plays a very important part in these paintings, as you will find out a bit later in this episode. Right now, I want to tell you, where am I? I'm currently in London, UK, for a second episode at 67 Pall Mall. 67 Pall Mall is a private members club, private wine club in the heart of London. If you like fine wine, if you like expensive wine and fine taste, this is the place to be. And the most exciting part about all of this, 67 Pall Mall is actually opening in Singapore in February 2022. Once again, we're looking at a connection. The whole idea of this series, Art Beyond Museums, bringing it around the world, is looking at the connections between artwork, the places we visit, Master Yun's artwork, the collection, between classic and traditional paintings, modern paintings, traditional paintings, and techniques used. That's why Pall Mall is the perfect place. An appreciation of fine wines, also a traditional building that looks to the future. What else can we offer but respecting the past? Now, as I said, you're joining me in 67 Pall Mall, a private members club for wine lovers of the best wines. Now we look at fine wines, high quality, and that's exactly what we look at in Master Yun's paintings. The quality of materials, the attention to detail and the creativity that makes them so luxurious. Let's look at this painting here. So what we have here is one of the cranes in the collection. This is number 24. I want to focus on the crane itself first. The material used to paint this crane, 24 karat gold. A very, well, I don't need to explain how important gold is, how valuable gold is, and what gold represents. But what do you know about what a crane represents? It represents status, longevity, passion, and that's what we look at when we see Master Yun's paintings. Also notice the crane is not a normal crane, it's not a thin body, you don't see sticks. Master Yun has created a bolder figure, a rounder figure, and why is this? Because Master Yun's cranes aren't just normal cranes. They're celestial beings, they're magical beings, almost mysterious. And this comes into effect even more when you hold a UV light over one of Master Yun's paintings. The crane is no longer visible under UV light. Neither are the beautiful flowers, the peonies, Instead, you'll see a completely different picture. This picture represents celestial bodies, heavenly bodies which are represented by the crane, and also shows the balance between day and night. So under normal daylight, you see this beautiful painting, the uses of gold, the round shape of the crane, the beautiful flowers, the complete full picture. Under night and under a UV light, you'll see a completely different picture. Small dots, almost like looking into a galaxy, looking into space. And what does this represent? It represents balance. Within this one picture, you have day and night, light and dark, heavenly, earthly bodies. And this is very important to look at the balance in the Feng Shui paintings. You look at yin and yang. Yin and yang, very popular. Everyone knows, everyone recognizes the symbol for yin and yang throughout the world. It's about balance. When we talk about balance, you can have too much of one thing and it topples over. Whereas if you get the perfect balance, they balance each other out. So when we look at Master Yun's paintings between day and night, you need a perfect balance of both to find a peaceful in between. This is very important. And when we talk about balance and creativity, we also can go back to 67 Pall Mall. Not the building itself, which is an incredible traditional building. We look at the wines. When you make a fine wine, it's not a quick overnight process. You don't just plant the grapes and hope for the best. It's a thought process. It's trial and error. You need to understand it. You need to have the experience to build such an amazing wine. So when you look at a good wine, you look at the layers, the flavors in between each little note you get. And when we talk about fine wines, none are finer arguably than Laurent Perrier, which we will touch on shortly. But since we've touched on the layers behind wines and a good wine, we'll look at the layers in Master Yun's paintings. Painting on Dongba paper using elements such as 24 karat gold, 18 karat silver, the Dongba paper actually allows Master Yun to build up layers in his paintings. This is not one sitting, this is not one just quick stroke of the brush. This is layers built up over time to add effect, almost a 3D effect in certain paintings that Master Yun does. These layers are important, and we look at the connection between a layer in a beautiful painting and the layers in the taste of a beautiful wine, especially a beautiful champagne like Laurent Perrier. Looking at these connections and the balances in everything, yin, yang, great champagne against a poor champagne, you can tell the difference. So when we look at balance, we look at creativity, we look at layers, whether it be a fine wine or a fine piece of art, you can see the connection, the bridges built between both. And that's why it's so important as we focus on this in Art Beyond Museums, so you can see the connection throughout each painting and each fine glass of Laurent Perrier that we drink. Now, right here, since we're in 67 Pall Mall, a private members wine club, I've brought you a bottle of Laurent Perrier champagne. What's so important about Laurent Perrier and Master Yun's artwork? Well, Laurent Perrier was founded in 1812, over 200 years of history. And in all of those 200 years, never before have they collaborated with an artist until Master Yun. They've been there to support some of his huge art exhibitions, which include 14 major art exhibitions around the world. Not only that, Master Yun has designed artwork for Laurent Perrier bottles themselves. Right now we're looking at the Laurent Perrier La Cuvée. Beautiful champagne, and fortunately enough for us, since we are here in 67 Pall Mall, Richard Banfield, the Master of Wine, is going to join us shortly to taste the glass and talk to us a bit about Laurent Perrier champagne. Not only that, Laurent Perrier is not here just to drink and enjoy. Master Yun actually uses Laurent Perrier within the paintings themselves, using it to explode and open over the paintings, creating unique artwork unmatched by anyone else in the world. So by owning one of Master Yun's collection, you can say you have one of the most unique art pieces in the world, because they cannot be repeated due to the use of the champagne popping over it in a natural form, the use of 24 karat gold, 18 karat silver, as well as the mix between day and night, yin and yang, modern and classic, modern and traditional. So a very unique collection which could be yours to own just at home for yourself. Now, since we are in 67 Pall Mall, and this event is hugely sponsored by Laurent Perrier champagne, it's only right myself and Richard enjoy a lovely glass of Laurent Perrier right here in 67 Pall Mall.
I thought you'd never suggest it, Dan.
I think it's been a long day and we deserve one.
Now you're going to see why I'm a master of wine and not a sommelier, I suspect.
Thank you very much.
In these large glasses, it always looks a mean measure, but there's more in there than you think. Cheers, Dan.
Cheers, Richard. Thank
Lovely
you so
to have
much.
you here, and a delight for me to discover the art as well, in Master Yun. Now we've got the Laurent Perrier champagne. But I have to say, I always like this. I think Laurent Perrier hits this one. It's not the most intensely flavoured of champagnes, but I love champagne that's moorish, that just makes you want to have that second glass and
Yes.
work your way through the bottle. It's exactly what Laurent Perrier does. Wonderfully consistent, lots of flavour. Cheers.
Cheers. Beautiful.
That's fantastic.
It is.
Okay.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Richard. We're going to enjoy the rest of this glass, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Art Beyond Museums. Now, here back at 67 Pall Mall, we're looking at another part of the series of Master Yun's artwork. This piece is number 166 and it's titled The Dragon Soars and the Crane Flourishes. Now, we know the main focus of these artworks is the cranes that represent status, longevity, and we can not underestimate the importance of the dragon in Chinese culture. Powerful, bold, strong. We've reflected that in the use of gold in the paintings, bold, incredible. And then let's look at the calligraphy. Traditional calligraphy strokes within these paintings, but I want you to notice how they're spaced out here. They're a lot more bold, they're a lot more standout. This is because the dragon soars and the crane flourishes. You see these all coming out. You see the clear calligraphy popping off the page almost. The seals, almost a 3D effect built up through the layers, and the use of gold within the paintings. Not only that, we've got the traditional use of calligraphy down the side, the calligraphy strokes, and for the black pieces, it's black pine soot, a very traditional method of painting in China. Cranes, dragons, they all link back to the traditional history, but are brought into this modern artwork, this modern piece. The most important thing about Master Yun's paintings is what it makes you feel. What does it make you feel when you look at it? It's status, it's boldness. Thank you for joining us today for Art Beyond Museums UK edition in the incredible 67 Pall Mall. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, viewing some of the most unique artwork in the world, and I definitely enjoyed tasting the Laurent Perrier champagne. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much.
The Art Beyond Museums series and Master Yun Zi's Feng Shui art are proud to be sponsored by Laurent Perrier. For 200 over years, Laurent Perrier has not worked with any other artist before. When you purchase a piece of Feng Shui art exhibited in this Art Beyond Museums series, you will also be getting a complimentary set of 5 different specially selected cuvées of Laurent Perrier champagne. The La Cuvée, the Cuvée Rosé, Brut Millésime, Demi-Sec Harmony, and the Cuvée Grand Siècle, so that you can enjoy the taste of elegance while basking in the prosperity of Master Yun's Feng Shui paintings and calligraphies. Cheers to prosperity and elegance.